Hello everyone, we have reached November, which means we're only a couple months away from getting our hands on the new Resident Evil 2 remake. I actually haven't been watching any of the latest trailers of the game just because I want to be surprised when I see it all for myself. It's been a bit difficult trying to avoid any of the latest images and character reveals since a lot of people keep making videos with the new images as thumbnails. But I'm hoping that I can get a similar experience to my first time playing Resident Evil 2, as it was the very first RE game I played, and that first time experience was unforgettable to me. But aside from that, I also want to let you guys know what kinds of videos I'm working on next, as there are a lot of different franchises and things I want to cover. For starters, I've been reading a lot of old comics, as well as playing some classic games I grew up with, and seeing as no one has made a video based on them because they're not trending subjects, I will gladly start working on them. For example, I've always been a fan of the House of the Dead franchise, and surprisingly I've been getting comments from you guys letting me know that you want some hot D vids, starting with a list of the creepiest bosses in the games. Trust me, I'm working on that one. As well as a new segment where I present you all with some bizarre creatures and characters that belong to separate franchises, but they happen to be very underrated. I was hoping to get these out before Halloween, but I couldn't get all those videos complete on time. Not unless I decided to breeze through them, and for me, that's just not gonna happen. I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to making my videos, and if I feel like a video isn't complete or it seems half-assed, then I won't bother uploading it, even if I already completed the script or the video. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I want you guys to know that even if I upload a video that isn't Resident Evil related, I'm still putting all my effort into it. I know that my Resident Evil manhwa videos are exciting to watch because of the narration, the editing tricks with the sound effects and appropriate background music, but I still put the same amount of effort into the rest of my videos. I'd appreciate it if you guys gave them a shot. The following videos I'm currently working on are based on underrated horror games, comic book stories, and let me remind you all that comic books are much better than the versions that we get, whether they're animated or live action. And that's because illustrators will go all out. There is very little censorship when it comes to comic books. As a random example, did you ever expect to see Batman's dong in a movie or animated series? Well, in the comics, we have it now. They can re-release a censored version of that particular comic, but it doesn't matter because the original exists. Some people own it. They did the same thing with the illustrations from the scary books called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Some of my favorites, growing up of course. They re-released them with baby-friendly illustrations, but that still doesn't matter because the original will always live on, and we can still buy them, as well as the comic book featuring Batman's dong. So additional comic book stories I'm working on are based on The Mask. I know I've mentioned it before, but I still haven't completed the first new video since I only have 2 Mask videos out so far. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is also a franchise that I loved, so naturally I gotta shed some light on the underrated comics and stories you probably didn't know about, including a list on bizarre mutants from the TMNT franchise that you probably never knew about. I'm also working on the remaining Batman movie comic book adaptations. The next one is Batman Forever, then Batman and Robin, and even a Batman Begins comic book movie adaptation. So I'll try to release each one of them maybe 1 week at a time. The 90s and early 2000s Spider-Man comics were some of my favorites as well, so I will undoubtedly make videos based on them. I'm not sure exactly when the first one will be complete, but like I said, I'm trying not to half-ass any of my videos, so if it's taking me forever to finish a video, it's because I want to make sure that it's got my best work. I'd like to look back at my videos decades later and actually be proud of myself, instead of disappointed for making videos based on trending topics. By the way, channel update videos such as this one are the only ones where I show random gameplay and let you guys in on what I'm currently working on, being the only videos where I don't put so much editing to it, which is kind of relieving because of the fact that I have to release a new one about every 2 or 3 days. Let's see, as for the Resident Evil movie reviews, I was originally going to release them one after the other, starting with the first Paul W.S. Anderson film, but most viewers weren't exactly hyped to see them all in a row, and it didn't help that it took me 3 videos to complete the first movie review. That wasn't planned at all, it just turned out that there surprisingly was a good amount of passion put into the first film. Who would have thought? I'll see when I can continue with the next film and maybe release an RE movie review once a month. How's that sound? So the final thing I want to mention is why I haven't been making any more videos on the Dragon Ball franchise, even though there are a few videos that I said I'd be making and I never got to finish. I was working on a top 10 list of the worst fusions in Dragon Ball fusions, but that video got delayed because I was actually trying to find and come up with better fusion designs as a way to compare why the fusions in the list were terrible designs. I also had a script made for my take on the second trailer of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, but after seeing some of the new Super Dragon Ball Heroes, the anime, I came to the conclusion that the franchise has been completely butchered and obliterated in so many ways that even the creator himself can't give us a new good story without butchering the masterpiece he made back in the day. When I first started watching Super Dragon Ball Heroes, I thought we were going to get this epic short series where we get to see some unique fights with characters we only wish to see, such as Future Trunks vs. Cooler or Goku Super Saiyan Blue vs. Goku Super Saiyan 4. But then they just rush everything and completely skip on the build-up of what makes a Dragon Ball fight scene interesting in the first place. They do the same crappy routine. They introduce a new character, he instantly transforms, fights for a few seconds, introduce another character by the end, and then repeat that process for the next episodes. Just like Dragon Ball Super, we have no idea what power levels they have, and after realizing this, I don't really care anymore about who else gets introduced. Even if Gohan Super Saiyan 4 shows up, there's no build-up, no well-developed story, and no reason to get hyped. Once again, it's best to stick with the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and if you want new Dragon Ball content that is actually good, then stick with the Dragon Ball Super manga. It's being made by Toyotaro, which is fantastic. He's actually better than Toriyama himself. You can even stick with fan-made manga stories. There are actually a lot of good ones like Dragon Ball Multiverse. Dragon Ball videos were so much fun to make. That's why I made videos about Dragon Ball Z when I started my channel. I thought it was great trying to explore certain things about the series and its characters. This was even before Dragon Ball Super was released. But as soon as it came out, we got nothing but contradiction towards the lore of the series. Nothing made sense anymore. It's like GT all over again. It was great ideas with terrible executions. I will make more Dragon Ball related videos only when I can think of some really good ones that I'd like to work on. The fan base is another thing, as well as the fact that 1,000 new Dragon Ball videos get uploaded every day. It's just far too crowded. That's why I slowly started making videos on another favorite franchise of mine, Resident Evil. But now even that franchise is starting to get overpopulated with non-stop videos on the Resident Evil 2 remake that hasn't even came out. So of course, everyone is going to jump in on the opportunity of getting plenty of views for a trending subject. It's already making tons of views from everyone uploading anything regarding the remake. I can only imagine what the YouTube homepage is going to look like once the game actually comes out. You can definitely bet that most of them will be over 30 minutes to a few hours long just because YouTube prefers minutes over views nowadays. But anyways, that's as much as I'll talk about this subject. I hope you guys are prepared for the upcoming videos I mentioned I'll be making. Be sure to turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on them. And with that said, that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if so, be sure to leave a like, share with others, and subscribe if you haven't. And if you'd like to see some extra content, or you'd like to see your name at the end of the videos, then feel free to support the channel by donating a single dollar to my Patreon. There are also additional perks for donating more than $1. The link is on the description, along with the link to my Facebook page, Tumblr, DeviantArt, and Twitter. But anyways, I'll see you all in the next video, and remember to have an awesome day.